Unique babies, and welcome back to the channel, y'all. If y'all want to see how I got this cute little cut crease with zero negative space, stay tuned.
Look, I ain't working 10 press, baby, we are not the same. You be stacking just a flex, had to get it on my own, so I'm mapping out the quest, and I ain't never laying up. I'm stomping dead on bitches' neck, heard his threats, but
Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and start off by using the LA Pro Girl concealer on my brows because we're gonna try to achieve this burgundy brow. This is the first time I've ever done this, and I think it turns out pretty freaking well. Y'all let me know what y'all think. But I basically just took a brush, which is the same brush that I cut my eyebrows with, and I go ahead and fill in my whole brow with that because I want it to be as close to my skin tone as possible. Now I should have used powder and set that concealer, but I didn't because, like I said, this is the first time I'm trying this, and like I said, it still turned out well and it lasted for a couple of hours, so I'm not complaining. So I'm going in with this burgundy shaded lipstick that I got from the beauty supply store. I don't know what the brand is, but it's literally just a dark burgundy shade. And I'm gonna go ahead and line my brows like I would with any other brow liner. If you are new here and you like what you see so far, go ahead and smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you can see every time I post a new video. And go ahead and share this video. So now that I have finished lining my brows, I'm going to go ahead and set my brows with this shade Jezebel from the Nubian 2 palette. That way that this shade does not move. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and clean up my brows with my LA Pro Girl concealer in the shade Fawn. And then I'm also going to place concealer over my whole lid so I have a clean base. So now that I have concealer, I'm going to go ahead and blend that out on my upper and lower brow as well as on my lid. So I'm going to go into my Cara Beauty palette in the Bright and Brazilian, and I did point at that red shade, but I ended up actually using this orange shade here, and I just went above my crease line to give myself a starting point. And right now I'm just packing on that color. So now going into my Cara Duo palette for the second transition shade, and we're going to go in with the shade Big Island. It's a maroon shade, a really deep maroon shade, and I'm going to start packing that shade on before I blend it out. Alright, and to get that really gradient effect that we want, we're going to be going back and forth with those two shades just to get the perfect blend. I want everything to look very seamless, and I don't want any patchy spaces. So then I'm going to go into my Nubian 2 palette, and I'm going to use the color Jezebel, and I'm going to use that right above the crease line, and that's going to be the base shade that we use in our cut crease with the negative space. Half Light, which is the black shade from that Cara palette, and I'm just going to make a black line that I'm going to end up smoking out after I cut my crease. After making that line, I'm going to take a makeup wipe, and I'm just going to go ahead and clean all of that product underneath that line on my lid, so that way I can go ahead and go in with my P. Louise base in the shade number 4. And then we're going to actually go in and fix that black line once we cut the crease. And do take your time with this, because I was rushing a little bit, so my crease is not as perfect as it could have been. But if you take your time, you can get the perfect cut crease. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with that black shade, and I'm going to go ahead and smoke out that line that I was telling you guys about that we cut our crease. Now we're going to go in with that shade Jezebel on the outer and inner corner of the waterline. And we're going to start making that cut crease. Now we're going to go in with Big Island, and we're just going to give it that gradient effect and blend those two shades so it's a very seamless transition. And in the center of our lid, we're going to go ahead and put that orange shade, which was Pop Star, I believe. And we're just going to blend those shades into each other so there's no harsh lines. So I'm just going in with this flat brush to kind of clean up those shades and give me a more precise line. So when I go back in to fix this concealer line of negative space, it'll be more clean cut. So now I'm going to go in with that black shade, which I believe is called Half Light, and we're going to just smoke out the wing area of that maroon shade. I'm going to go with the NYX glitter glue, and I'm literally just placing it right on top of that orange shade. So now I'm going to go into the Cara palette, the Glitz palette, and I'm just going to use the ICU shade, and I'm placing that directly on top of the orange shade that we used in the center of the eyelid. So after placing that gold shade, I'm just going to go ahead and use Jezebel and blend those in, as well as taking my concealer and cleaning up the wing liner. And then I'm going to just take some black liner and give myself a very thin liner right on the waterline. Put some lashes on, and then you'll have your final look.